All right. So JC, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Good, Mr. James. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I am excited as always to get to chat with you. We chop it up all the time as it relates to real estate. You are a real estate agent extraordinaire. Been doing this for a while, so I wanted to jump on this interview with you. You know, we've had an interesting 2023 to say the least. Really an interesting 3-year run, quite honestly, since the pandemic. But and you know what's weird is that each year has been very, very different for various reasons. Pandemic year, nobody could understand why people were buying homes.
Yes.
2021, you know, people were still wondering why the heck people are out buying homes. You know, 2022, the first half of 2022 was absolutely insane with prices going 50, 60, 70, 80, you know, all these bidding wars, absolutely insane. Interest rates start to go up, and then 2023 rolls around and people put the brakes on in a lot of cases. So we got 3 different years. It's been very interesting as I'm just thinking about this. And now we've got 2024 around the corner. So definitely want to get your thoughts on 2023. But real quick, man, for people who may not have seen the other interviews that we've done, tell people a little bit about yourself, where you're at, you know, who you're with, how long you've been in business, and then we'll talk a little bit about 2023 and what's been going on this year.
All right. Thank you, James. Yeah, a little bit about myself. I've just been in the business for a little bit over 20 years. I have enjoyed working in real estate. I worked with a home builder for a few years. Got an opportunity to really know that side of the work field, enjoyed that. Now I work with a team and I have a few agents under me. And right now I'm just really focusing on, helping my clients make a smart real estate decision. A lot of them are on, should I buy right now or should I wait? Or what's going on? Are the rates going to come down or are they going to go up? So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So, and of course the media, scares people off right now too. So I've been through it already. Back in 2007, when the market crashed, it was not fun at all. We had a whole bunch of inventory sitting there, and the people that bought at that time were, took advantage of that opportunity, and now they invested. So I wish I had a lot of money at that time to put all those properties.
Thanks, me too, man. I mean, you're right. It was a very unusual time for us in the business. I was in the business too back then. I remember, all the foreclosures that hit all over the place.
Oh my God.
And people were afraid to buy back then. There was inventory everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Tons of inventory back then, which is one of the big differences between, back then to what we've experienced, the last 18 months or so. Although inventory has been a little bit, up and down, of course, especially this year as rates have gone up. But yeah, back then it was so different. And if I had to do it again, man, I would have bought up everything I could, right?
Oh, most definitely, James. Most
opportunity.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter the market, right? There's always opportunity. I don't care what market it's in. I just don't care. Now, I tell people, and you're the real estate agent here, but I tell people all the time, if you're looking to keep a home long term, like this year was not bad in the sense that there wasn't the same level of competition. I understand affordability dwindled quite a bit in 2023. I know that, right? I know people just could not afford to purchase a home in a lot of cases. And for you, you dealing with buyers and sellers didn't want to trade off that low interest rate, right? So a lot of these sellers were on the sideline like, you know what? I'm not trading in this 3% rate for 6.5%, 7%, 8%. Like, I'm just not going to do it. So, you see it from your side, but what else for 2023 have you noticed? What has kind of been your thoughts about 2023 as we start to wind this down? But yeah, it's been such a crazy year with the rates going up, and now we're heading to the end of the year. Rates are slowly starting to come down, and just in the last 60 days or so, you see for me on the mortgage side, you see applications start to tick up, even on the refinance side, which is crazy. But what have your thoughts been on 2023 so far as we wind this thing down?
Well, one of the major things that I really have experienced is a lot of people from all over the country have decided to move to Houston, and a lot of these people are paying high rents. I'm talking about anywhere between $4,000 to $8,000, and they're used to it. So, and we have some real estate conversation where why don't you buy instead of renting? And of course, they know they don't know the area. They want to check it out, see how things are. So a lot of them they're on standby right now, waiting for their lease to come up. And what the first thing they're gonna do, if rates go down, they're gonna go out and shopping for a house. So there's a lot of people on standby right now, just on the sidelines waiting for the right opportunity. So it might cause another bidding war like we had 1 or 2 years ago, where it was fighting for the same house, and throwing $30,000, $60,000, $80,000 over asking price and waiving the appraisal. So right now, for people that are wanting to buy next year, I'll say go ahead and jump on something. That way you're not fighting with everybody else trying to get the same house overpriced, and nobody wants to be dealing with those headaches. So that's one of the things. Another thing too is I deal with a lot of builders, and a lot of builders they have a lot of inventory now. So, and what they're doing, they're giving them massive discounts right now because they all wanted to meet their deadlines. So there's some great deals right now to take advantage in a lot of parts of the city. So so a lot of things have have really changed the market here. In Houston, it's just booming everywhere. Everywhere it's just nonstop here. So there's no better place to buy than Houston right now, I think.
Yeah, and the thing with builders, and I tell people and buyers, and because we do a lot of stuff with builders as well. We do a lot of VA government type loans that are lower credit score. That's kind of what my company specializes in. But my point is, with builders, yes, rates have gone up, which is why you see so many builders offering these rate buy downs, all these crazy promos, because builders have to sell, right? A homeowner resale, they don't, in some cases they do have to sell. And you know what? They sell. Those people that have to sell in 2023. So some people that were going to sell, as I mentioned earlier, decided they were not willing to trade that lower interest rate for a higher one. So they're on the sidelines. So they can do that. Builders can't wait for interest rates to go down, right? Builders are not, you know what? We're going to have to wait for these rates to go down to sell these homes. No, I tell people no. That's why you see crazy incentives for a builder, because they are in the business of selling homes, period. Like, that's it. That's all they do. So it's very different on the resale market than new construction. And as a buyer, if I was buying in 2023, I get it. I'd be looking at new construction all day long. In 2024, that's going to change quite a bit, because as these interest rates come down, supply demand, like you mentioned it already, we know how this goes. Rates come down, prices go up, and so does competition. So I know you mentioned this earlier about what we were experiencing in 2022, specifically like that first 5 to 6 months of last year were absolutely insane. You've been in this business a long time. So have I. I tell everybody that was the absolute craziest thing I've ever seen in almost 2 decades of being in this business.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I ran into a couple cases with some of my sellers. I sold their homes, and they were, wanting to get a deal on a next home, and they did cash in pretty well on their equity, but at the same time, they went and paid an extra $30,000, $50,000 on a house that technically wasn't worth it. So I mean, that's something that, you have equity in your house, and that's great, but you want to save that equity and don't go fight with everybody else on bidding wars and go pay $30,000, $50,000 and negotiate your equity that you actually have earned. So I think people do it now, and I've been in the business for a long time, and real estate just doesn't go down here in Houston for the most part.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, long term, which is the key here, long term, real estate always goes up, guys. Like, it just does. So there might be a dip down, prices may go down, but ultimately they go back up. They just do. This is not the history of the last 3 years. This is history of 50 plus years we're talking here. Like, this is just how real estate works. And so for people that are turned off by the market as it is right now, that's cool. You know what? When rates were 3%, there are people that couldn't buy then too. Now there are 6, 7 people can't buy now. So again, I understand affordability is very different right now than it is or than it was, should I say, a couple, 3 years ago, and rates are lower because prices have gone up so much. So again, we know we try. I'm hoping we can figure out a way to find a healthy balance in 2024. I don't know where we're going to get there, if we get there. But you're right. There's so many people that were on the sidelines for this year. They're going to come out next year. They're coming. They are coming. Yeah. So I hope we don't get back to what happened in the first 5-6 months of 2022, JC. I do not want that, because, as a buyer's agent, and I've been on that side of the business too, but as a buyer's agent, 2022 was probably not a great year. It just wasn't. You're having to show 30 houses. Your buyers can't think. We need to know right now. You want it or not? You want to make an offer? That's just not healthy for anybody, even for, listing agents, right? I mean, it sounds like it's a great thing to have 50 offers.
It is a nightmare.
Man, yeah, it was not a healthy market for any. The only people that really kind of won was the sellers.
Oh yeah, yeah, they were happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And the people, all the other people that were not having a great 2022 is people who own homes and then their value shot up, right? Because I get this all the time right now. People are still calling me, messaging me, hey, my payment went up. Well, unfortunately, the values have gone up since 2022, and they've continued to go up in a lot of cases. So your taxes unfortunately follow. So 2024, again, around the corner. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but what are you thinking for 2024? The other big thing, of course, in 2024, no secret there, it's an election year.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's going to be very, very interesting year, definitely, because, I do hear that rates will be possibly coming down. So if that is the case, other people that are being on the sidelines are definitely waiting to go and buy real estate. So, and that's where we might have another, multiple offer war with some of this, people. So, and hopefully, people don't wait too long, and, they take advantage of the rates right now, even though they're a little bit more, but there's opportunity to refinance. You have James that can help you refinance later down the road. Right. And, go ahead and go buy the house. There's more choices out there right now. And then once people are starting to go out and shop, income tax is around the corner. So what do people do? They go and buy houses. So little by little, inventory, starts coming down, and you have less choices. So now you start fighting for houses. So people are still coming. We get tons of calls every single week from people out of state relocating over here. Yeah. And these people are not afraid of paying $6,000-$8,000 on a payment. They're used to it. So when they pay up the north, they're used to paying big top dollar. So I say, people, don't let those people take advantage of your house that you're gonna get, because they will come and get it and pay more. They don't have no problem doing that.
Very true. Yeah, the refi boom is probably gonna be within the next, I'm gonna say, the next 12 to 18 months. A lot of people are gonna refinance. So we were kind of talking about this a little bit before we started recording about the purchasing of the home now, starting to build some equity in the home, and then refinance, because a lot of people are going to refinance. And I mentioned, refinance. Let me be very, very clear, guys, that when you do a refi, you still have to qualify. Okay. Because a lot of people just say, I'll just refinance. Well, it's not always that simple. I will tell you from experience. A lot of people think they can just refinance, and then they go through the process and realize they don't actually qualify for the refi. So now a veteran, that's different. That's a different situation. But for, we're talking conventional type loans, FHA, you still have to qualify. So that's coming in the next 12 to 18 months. I guarantee there's going to be a huge refi boom coming. For good reason, right? Because as you mentioned, rates are supposed to come down. We've already seen it come down a little bit in the last 60 days or so. And then the Fed is actually meeting this week. But all the expectations are they're going to keep rates where they are for the federal funds rate, and then same in January. And then we're going to start to see some declines, hopefully February, March, and into spring season where we get busy, JC. So
yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, we also got an election year, so typically when we're in an election year, you know, whoever the current president is, they're trying to do whatever they can to get in everybody's good graces. So
Yeah.
they want these rates to be lower, right? Not that they can just, you know, I know the president can't just say, hey, make your interest rate low. I know that's not how it works, but, you know, they're trying to do what they can. And so affordability for housing is a huge barometer for the United States. It's huge. Not only the jobs and everything that it provides, but just people work differently when they own a home. So again, 2024 is going to be interesting for lots of reasons. You know, if you're a real estate professional in the mortgage industry, I think we're going to have a good year. I really do believe that. 2023 has been up. We've seen so many people. I know you see so many realtors out of the business.
Yeah.
I see it on my side too. Tons of people left the business.
Oh, wow.
And quite honestly, I'm like, if you're leaving, like you weren't really into it. You were looking, thinking it was easy. Because you know, JC, everybody thinks you're a millionaire. They do. That's just the nature of being a real estate professional. Like people are like, oh, you guys, all you do is show homes. Like people are so ignorant when it comes to being a real estate agent. And you know, you got all this other stuff going on with real estate agents, buyers agents. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out in 2024. We didn't even really touch too much on, you know, all this stuff going on with buyers agents and all these other states. But we're going to have a change in some way, shape, or form in 2024. I don't know what that's going to be as it relates to agents. But having been a full-time real estate agent before, it's not an easy job. It's just not. Like the misconceptions are crazy when it comes to real estate agents. It really is. So, but you know, for you guys, I know you guys do a great job. So, what I want to do, man, is make sure people are able to reach you. What would be the best way for people to reach out to you if they've got questions about buying, selling, the market, whatever it is? What would be the best way for people to reach out to you?
Yeah, for sure. It's 281-616-5202. And also they can visit our website, HoustonHomeSpecials.com, HoustonHomeSpecials.com. And they can definitely go out there and shop for anything that's out in the market. So we get that updated every 24 hours. So definitely reach out and no obligation. I'm just here to consult you and advise you and, you know, definitely just reach out and I can, you know, use my expertise, you know, to make you make a smart real estate decision at the end of the day. We all want to make the smart real estate decision. Awesome,
man. So I will make sure to get all that information linked up as well. And guys, reach out to JC. He's a great resource. And like I said, just hold on tight, put on your seatbelt because the next year is going to be interesting once again. It's kind of crazy to think about it. Like just the last 3 years, and now we're going into year 4 since the pandemic. And how crazy every year has just been so different. I know I mentioned this before, but I'm thinking about it again. Like pandemic, housing market explodes, housing market continue to explode, housing market slows down, interest rates go high, and now we're going into an election year.
Oh, wow.
Like, man,
this last year. Support.
Yeah, it's crazy. So buckle up, guys, because 2024 is going to be quite interesting. But the reality is people from out of state, like JC mentioned, people are still coming to Houston.
Oh, yeah.
They are still coming here and they are buying. Like I said, once that spring market comes around, rates are lower, people are going to be out and about. So you need a good resource. You need a good agent, somebody to guide you through this process or selling. JC is awesome. So appreciate you, JC. Thank you, man. We will definitely do this again soon. Probably need to do this in a few months to see how things are starting off in 2024 because, like I said, it's going to be an interesting year. So,
yes, definitely.
I appreciate you. Thank you. And guys, go subscribe. Houston Business Podcast, YouTube. Houston Business Podcast. That is the podcast name. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you. Peace.
See you later.